Hi, I'm Cole, 28, and on the night of my birthday, I walked into what I thought was a surprise party for me. And instead found 20 people yelling, "Happy birthday, Alec!" Alec. My fiancée's ex standing beside her, holding her hand, looking like the main character in a movie I didn't audition for. And me? I just smiled, said, "Happy birthday, man," and left. But before we get to the chaos that followed, the kind that should have come with a warning label, let me start at the beginning. Paige and I had been together for 2 years. Engaged for 7 months. Wedding planned. Families merging. Deposits paid. The whole relationship package with all the trimmings. I thought I'd chosen stability. I thought Paige was sweet, energetic, ambitious, a little extra but nothing I couldn't handle. And in the beginning? She was fun. She was spontaneous. She loved big. She also assumed big, like making plans for the both of us without checking my schedule, then getting annoyed if I couldn't magically bend space and time. She was also very into social media. Every meal, every walk, every sunset had to be for the feed. I once ate cold pasta because she spent 9 minutes arranging basil leaves. Small red flags, right? Tiny ones. Cute even. And like an idiot, I told myself, it's fine. Everyone's a little quirky. Except quirks don't usually come with ex-boyfriend birthdays and surprise parties you accidentally throw for the wrong man. Her ex, Alec, was one of those people who made insurance commercials look realistic. Tall, athletic, perfect teeth, a jawline with its own zip code. She didn't talk about him a lot, but when she did, it was always in that nostalgic, curated tone. Oh, Alec and I went there once. Oh, Alec loved this restaurant. Oh, Alec and I did that. I tried not to read into it. I'm not wired for jealousy. But then came November 2nd, my birthday. I'd spent the morning at the gym, grabbed lunch, picked up a nice bottle of her favorite wine, and showed up at her place exactly at 7:30 p.m. Lights off. Perfect for a surprise. I opened the door, ready to fake shock like any good boyfriend. Lights slam on. Confetti. Cheers. Cameras. Balloons. Banner on the wall. Happy 28th birthday, Alec. And there he was. Hand in hand with Paige. Smiling like he'd been invited to his own renaissance. The room went dead silent as soon as they realized I wasn't him. Paige's face drained of color so fast she might have needed medical attention. Alec looked at me like I was a DoorDash driver who'd walked into the wrong house. And me? I didn't scream. Didn't throw the wine bottle. Didn't demand explanations. Just walked up. Stuck out my hand. Happy birthday, man. He shook it, confused, awkward. Then I set the bottle down, turned, and left. No theatrics. No shouting. The kind of silence that carries its own gravity. I got to my car and was pulling out when Paige came sprinting out of her building like she was being chased by the IRS. Heels clacking, dress flying, full panic mode. She banged on my window. Cole, wait, I thought your birthday was next week. 3 inches of rolled down window was all she got. You threw your ex a surprise party on my birthday, I said. We're done. And that's when the chaos started. Not the party chaos. No, that was the appetizer. The real chaos? The aftermath. The break-in attempts. The police. The vandalism. The restraining orders. The lawyers. The truth about what she'd really been planning. And the absolute implosion of her life when everything unraveled. But we'll get there. I didn't sleep that night. Not because I was sad, I wasn't. I was furious, confused, and honestly a little impressed by how spectacularly Paige had detonated our entire relationship in under 30 seconds. When I got home, I sat in the dark like one of those moody indie film characters and let the adrenaline wear off. Then my phone lit up like Times Square. Text after text after text. Cole, please answer. I messed up the dates, I swear. It was an honest mistake. Why are you overreacting? Overreacting. Yeah. Apparently discovering your fiancée throwing her ex-boyfriend a surprise birthday party on your actual birthday is supposed to be a minor hiccup. Like forgetting to buy milk. Then came the messages from people at the party. Dude, what the hell? That was insane. Bro, she introduced him as her special guest before you came in? She said she and Alec had been talking again. She locked herself in the bedroom after you left. And my personal favorite. Best party I ever regret attending. I didn't respond to any of them. I didn't need commentary. I'd lived the event. But something dawned on me while reading the chaos scroll. Paige had a key to my place. And she just humiliated herself in front of everyone she knew. That's a combination you do not want mixing in the wild. So I did the only sensible thing a man in danger of losing his furniture, electronics, sanity, or life does. I called a 24-hour locksmith. Emergency rekey, I said. How fast can you get here? Hour and a half, the guy said. Overnight service is $420. I'll pay $500 if you get here in under an hour. He arrived in 45 minutes. While waiting, I boxed every single thing Paige had in my apartment. Her clothes. Her makeup. Her shoes. Her books. Her hair dryer that looked like a Dyson vacuum. Labeled 6 boxes. Stacked them by the front door. On top, I placed the engagement ring. $8,500 of princess-cut sparkles she had picked herself like she was choosing a starter Pokemon. The locksmith finished, handed me the new keys, took his payment, and left. The moment my door clicked behind him, I felt the first wave of calm all night. I texted Paige exactly one time. Your things are packed, including the ring. Pick them up by Friday or they go to Goodwill. Your key doesn't work anymore. Don't try it. Then I blocked her and went to sleep. Slept better than I had in 2 months. But peace lasted less than 12 hours. Sunday morning at 7 a.m. My doorbell started having what I can only describe as a panic attack. I looked through the peephole. Paige. And her best friend Tori, the human version of a Yelp complaint. I opened the door an inch, blocking the entry like a bouncer at a club that's at capacity. What? I said. Paige burst into tears instantly, either real or Oscar level. Hard to tell. We need to talk, she cried. You can't just throw away 2 years. Actually, I said, I can. Tori stepped forward like she was about to serve legal papers directly from her mouth. This is insane, she snapped. You're ending an engagement over a calendar mix-up? I stared at her. Is that what she told you? Paige's face crumpled like a napkin. She tried to lunge past me. I didn't move. You threw your ex a surprise party on my birthday, I said, while holding his hand. In front of everyone. It wasn't like that. Your stuff is right there. Take it by Friday. Paige's voice jumped an octave. Where am I supposed to put all this? I've been practically living here. Figure it out, I said. You can't kick me out, she yelled. This is my home too. It isn't, I said. You're not on the lease. You don't pay rent. You don't live here. This is illegal, she insisted. You have to give me 30 days' notice. You want to test that theory? I asked. Feel free. Then I closed the door. They pounded for another 20 minutes. Threats. Sobs. Accusations. A dramatic monologue from Tori about how I'd regret this for the rest of my life. Then they left. And that's when the next wave hit. Calls from mutual friends. Texts from random guests. And finally, the moment everything snapped into a darker, deeper level of chaos. Her ex-boyfriend Alec reached out. And what he told me? Changed everything. When Alec called, I expected awkwardness. A half-assed apology maybe. Bro, she's crazy kind of thing. Not what he actually said. His voice was low, uneasy. Hey, Cole? It's Alec. I got your number from Mark. I just... I need to clear something up. I leaned back on my couch, already bracing myself. Go ahead. He exhaled hard. She told me you two had broken up. My jaw locked. He continued, talking fast like he wanted to get it out before he lost his nerve. She said she called off the engagement 2 weeks ago. Said the wedding was off. That you two were done and she wanted to reconnect. I sat there in total silence. He kept going. She said she was single. She said she'd already moved her stuff out of your place. We'd been grabbing coffee a few times. Nothing happened. But Friday night at the party, when you walked in, I realized instantly she'd lied to both of us. My vision tunneled. I wasn't even angry. I was stunned. Alec wasn't the villain. He was just the other idiot in a two-man magic show she was running. So, I said carefully, she invited me to her apartment, on my birthday, as a surprise, to reveal you two were getting back together? He paused. Yeah. I think so. It hit me like a truck. She wasn't confused about dates. She wasn't disorganized. She wasn't overwhelmed. She'd been staging a public transition from fiancé to ex. And then you walked in, he added, and she froze. I saw her face. She didn't expect you to show up. Or maybe she hoped you wouldn't. He cleared his throat softly. For what it's worth. I'm sorry, man. I want nothing to do with her now. I'm blocking her. When I hung up, the silence in my apartment felt heavy. Paige wasn't dumb. She wasn't careless. She was calculated. She'd been planning to break off the engagement the moment she could slide effortlessly into Alec's arms in front of a curated audience. And when I ruined her, big reveal, she lost control. All of it. Her meltdown the morning after? Her mother calling my workplace? Her trying to break into my apartment? Her filing a theft report? Her screaming that I'd ruined her life. It all made horrifying sense now. She thought she could walk out of our engagement without consequences because she had Alec lined up as her fallback. When her plan imploded, she panicked. And panicked people do stupid, destructive things. But I wasn't prepared for just how destructive she could get. Because later that week, 4 a.m., parking garage. Cold concrete echo. I walked toward my car and froze. My Charger. My 10-month-old. Treat yourself. Pride and joy. Destroyed. All 4 tires slashed. Side mirrors ripped off. Windows shattered. Keyed from hood to taillight with a single word carved deep into the paint. Abuser. The entire driver's side looked like someone had taken a knife to metal until their arm got tired. I stood there staring at it, stunned, hands shaking with a mix of fury and disbelief. Building security reviewed the footage with me. 3:45 a.m. A figure in a hoodie slipping in through the stairwell behind another resident. Height, Pages. Build, Pages. Nervous movements, unmistakably Paige. Insurance estimate, $7,300. Plus rental fees. Plus deductible. Plus days off work. All because I ruined her storyline. I called my lawyer Miles. He listened quietly. Then said, Cole, this isn't breakup drama anymore. This is obsession. Document everything. We're going to court. And we did. Because Paige wasn't done. She had one more trick up her sleeve. Something that made every previous stunt look tame. She filed a restraining order. Against me. For stalking. For harassment. For threatening behavior. Yes. She vandalized my car. And then tried to legally claim I was the danger. The moment I read her petition, something inside me snapped cleanly in half. She wanted a war? Fine. She was getting one. And by the time we walked into court, I had a stack of evidence taller than a toddler. What happened in that courtroom was the moment everything flipped. Courtrooms have a very specific vibe. Cold. Echoey. Smells like printer toner and regret. Paige sat on the opposite side with her lawyer and her mother, looking small, broken, and terrified. But not in the innocent victim way she was trying to sell. More in the I did everything wrong and I'm hoping the judge is illiterate way. Her lawyer started strong, voice full of righteous indignation. Your Honor, my client has endured harassment, stalking, and intimidation from her ex-fiancé. She fears for her safety. The judge pivoted to Paige. Ms. Chen, what incidents support this claim? Paige cleared her throat, shaky and fragile like a trembling rabbit. He follows me. Shows up where I go. He's stalking me. And he took my things. The judge raised an eyebrow. Where did he show up? At the grocery store. She whispered. The courtroom was silent. Someone's pen clicked. The judge stared. The grocery store. Yes. A public grocery store. Yes. Anything else? Paige swallowed. He got me evicted. The judge leaned forward. How exactly did he accomplish that? Paige's mother jumped in. He threw her out. The judge held up a hand. Ma'am. Please sit. Paige continued. We were going to live together. I ended my lease because he said we'd move in. Then he abandoned me. The judge turned to me. Mr. Carson, did you agree to move in before the wedding? No, Your Honor. We planned to move in after. 5 months from now. She ended her lease without confirming any change to that plan. Paige's lawyer jumped in. He led her on. The judge nodded slowly. So this stalking incident, is a man shopping where the public shops? Yes. And the harassment was, him refusing cohabitation he never agreed to? Yes. And the eviction was, her terminating her own lease? Yes. The judge blinked once. Then twice. This petition is extraordinarily weak. Paige's mouth dropped. Now it was Miles' turn. He stood, crisp suit, zero emotion. Your Honor, we have evidence our client has been the one harassed. The petitioner has attempted to break into his apartment. He placed the security footage on the judge's bench. Filed a demonstrably false police report. The detective's statement. Contacted his workplace repeatedly. Documented via HR. Sent threatening messages. Screenshot, stop ruining my life or it gets worse. And vandalized his vehicle. He placed the photos of my destroyed Charger on top of the pile like a mic drop. The judge studied the images. Her face shifted from neutral stern. Ma'am, this is not the show you think it is. Ms. Chen, the judge said. Are you aware vandalism is a felony when damages exceed $400? Paige froze, eyes wide. Her mother reached for her hand like she thought the court would allow tag teaming. This petition, the judge continued, appears not only meritless, but retaliatory. Paige burst into tears. That's not fair. He abandoned me. He ruined my life. The judge wasn't moved. I am denying your petition for lack of evidence. Additionally, I am issuing a temporary protective order in favor of Mr. Carson pending a full hearing in 2 weeks. You will maintain 100 yards from him, his residence, and his workplace. No contact, direct or indirect. Paige gasped like she'd been punched. Her mother exploded. This is outrageous. He manipulated everyone. He destroyed her. The judge hit the gavel once. Ma'am, if you speak out of turn again, I will remove you from this courtroom. 2 weeks later at the full hearing, the evidence pile had tripled, including more texts, more harassment, a false anonymous complaint to my apartment building, 3 new attempts to show up at places I was. The judge didn't take long. Ms. Chin, I am denying your petition again and granting Mr. Carson a 3-year restraining order against you. Violation will result in arrest. Paige sobbed. Her mother glared at me like I'd committed war crimes. Miles calmly packed away our files like this was all routine. And for a moment I thought, well, that's it. She can't get any worse. I was wrong. 6 days later, at 11:07 p.m. I heard pounding on my door. The peepholes showed Paige violating the order. Again. Security escorted her off the floor. Police arrived. She was arrested in the hallway, still screaming. The judge didn't go easy this time. 6 months probation. One more violation equals jail time. But that wasn't the end. Not even close. Because next came the civil nuclear bomb. The lawsuit. The one I filed. And the bill that hit her harder than anything else I'd done. And it was the exact moment her entire life, social, financial, family, began imploding in real time. If criminal court was a battlefield, civil court was a cleanup operation. Miles and I filed the suit the same week Paige was put on probation. $9,750. For $7,300 charger repairs. $850 broken window. $500 emergency locksmith. $1,100 attorney's fees. Miles slid the paperwork across his desk like he was dealing Uno cards. She won't want this going to trial, he said. She has no defense. She'll try to negotiate. And she did. Hard. Within 48 hours, her lawyer reached out. Her lawyer. We'd like to resolve this. My client is offering $3,000. Miles. The amount owed is $9,750. No reduction. 2 days later. Her lawyer. Could your client do $5,500? Miles. $9,750. Final offer before we add emotional distress. A pause. 3 days of silence. Then the call came. They're paying, Miles said. All of it. $8,800 after negotiation. 4 monthly payments. Default means wage garnishment. Paige had officially hit the phase known as consequence speedrun mode. But the payment plan was only the first domino. Because everything else in her life started collapsing at the same time. Domino number 1, her lawyer quit. He called Miles and said, direct quote, "She has lied to me multiple times. I won't represent someone who fabricates criminal claims." Translation. Even her own lawyer was done. Domino number 2, her job found out. When you get arrested in our city, it shows up on certain employment background dashboards. Human Resources called her in. Multiple coworker texts hit my phone that same afternoon. Dude, she's in the conference room crying. They're talking about professional conduct. This might be it for her. She wasn't fired. But she was put on a performance improvement plan, the corporate version of, "You're not fired yet, but let's be honest, you will be soon." Domino number 3, her friend group imploded. Someone leaked the party video. The one where she froze holding Alec's hand while 20 people yelled, "Happy birthday, Alec!" at me. It circulated everywhere. People who once adored her suddenly had questions. Wait, so she lied to both of them? She planned to leave him at his own birthday? She destroyed his car? She filed a false police report? Her social life went from cozy friend group to scorched earth. Domino number 4, her ex-boyfriend went public. Alec? Turns out he wasn't done with honesty. He told everyone the truth. She lied about being single. She told him the wedding was off. She set up the party to reconnect. She used him as a prop to dump me. She stalked him afterward. She created fake accounts to message him. People listened. Overnight, she went from the victim to the oh no person. Domino number 5, her family imploded. Brett, my buddy, told me this. Paige's parents were fighting about me constantly. Her father saw the court documents and evidence. Her mother refused to believe any of it. It got so heated her dad left the house for 3 days. Paige was officially the household disaster. Domino number 6, the arrest changed everything. 6 days after the restraining order. She violated it by tailgating into my building. Arrested in the hallway. Sobbing. Handcuffed. Neighbors recording. Probation. Criminal record. And with that? Her life reached its breaking point. Domino number 7, she became my legal ATM. She paid all 4 civil payments, $2,200 each, on time, or she'd face wage garnishment. Every deposit notification hit my phone like a tiny celebration. The final payment cleared. Case closed. Miles texted, "Congratulations. She's done." Meanwhile, me? New promotion. $12,000 raise. New responsibilities. Boss told HR I handled everything. With exemplary professionalism. My circle? Stable. My sanity? Back. My apartment? Peaceful, quiet, undamaged. My life? Completely drama-free. I'd even started going out again. 2 weeks ago, a woman at my gym asked me out to coffee. Her opening line? "Are you the guy from the crazy birthday party story? Because I would never throw my ex a surprise anything." Solid start. But before you think this story ends neatly, Paige wasn't fully finished. There was one last, unhinged, surreal thing that happened. Something that felt like the universe giving me comedic closure. It happened on the day that should have been our wedding day. April 19th. And dear God, it was poetic. April 19th. The day I was supposed to get married. Instead of tux fittings, champagne toasts, and overpriced floral centerpieces, I was in Sacramento for a logistics conference, sitting in a hotel room in sweatpants, watching a guy named Doug explain route optimization on PowerPoint slide number 46. Romantic, I know. Around 3 p.m., my phone buzzed. Unknown number. Normally I'd ignore, but something told me to check. It was a voicemail. I put in earbuds. Hit play. And there it was. Paige. Sobbing. Not cute crying. Not movie crying. The kind of crying where every breath sounds like a dropped glass shattering on tile. "Cole, it should have been our wedding day. I don't know what happened. I miss you. I miss us. I'm sorry, please call me back." Then the kicker, the sentence that hit like a comedy punchline. "Alec was supposed to be here with me today. He didn't show up either." Oh. My. God. I replayed that line 3 times. She genuinely thought the guy she tried to triangle me with would magically show up on her original wedding date to another man. But the universe wasn't done. 20 minutes later, Alec texted me. Out of nowhere. "Alec. Bro, did she just call you too?" Me. Voicemail. Lots of crying. Something about a wedding. "Alec. She called me also. I blocked her again." Me. She really tried to get both of us on the same day? Alec. Dude, she sent me this. He forwarded a screenshot. It was Paige, in what was clearly the dress she bought for our wedding, standing in her parents' backyard under a Dollar Tree arch, makeup streaked, mascara everywhere, holding a bouquet of wilted grocery store roses. Caption. Someone was supposed to marry me today. Someone? Ma'am. Which someone? You tried to double book the job. But the best part? She tagged no one. Just posted the picture like she was starring in her own personal tragedy opera. And the comments? Oh God, the comments were glorious. Wait, I thought you said you broke up? Where's the groom? Girl, who are you expecting? Isn't this the guy whose car you destroyed? Is this the same wedding from the birthday video? Sis, no. Therapy. Please. 50 comments in, the post disappeared. Deleted. Gone. Not archived, obliterated. But the internet never forgets. People screenshotted it instantly and sent it to me in group chats I didn't even know I was in. One text stood out. Tori, her ex, best friend. Cole. I'm sorry. I defended her for years. I didn't know she was this bad. Then. Tori. She's not okay. Like actually not okay. I didn't respond. Not my problem anymore. End of the night, one last twist. I got back to my hotel after the conference, ready to knock out. My phone buzzed one more time. A number I did recognize. Paige's father. This man had been silent the entire saga. I answered. His voice was quiet, tired. Cole. I want to apologize. Silence. You didn't deserve any of this. Not the party. Not the accusations. Not the harassment. Not the court nonsense. You showed admirable restraint through all of it. I didn't speak. He exhaled hard. She's getting help now. Real help. We pushed her for years and ignored signs that something was wrong. You were the tipping point, not your fault, but the consequence. Thank you for being patient with all of us. Then he said something I will never forget. If she reaches out again, don't answer. It won't help her. It won't help you. We hung up. I sat there staring at the wall for a long time. Closure doesn't always feel dramatic. Sometimes it's a strange phone call in a Sacramento hotel room. Sometimes it's realizing someone else's heartbreak isn't your responsibility. Sometimes it's hearing a man finally acknowledge the truth about his own daughter. And me? I spent the rest of that weekend doing absolutely nothing. Room service. Crappy hotel coffee. Stupid expensive pay-per-view movies. The freedom of knowing I dodged a nuclear bomb. On what should have been my wedding night, I fell asleep with the window cracked open and the cool air drifting in. No chaos. No screaming. No banging on my door. No court dates in my calendar. No legal fees. No stress. Just silence. And peace. Because losing her was the best gift she ever gave me.